I fought for this country for 20 years,
Right. Sure.
and for somebody to come in and just completely stamp it to death. Oh man, uh, I can't call it. I don't even know where to go anymore. But my main concern is I'm a vet that's 100% disabled,
Hmm.
and I mean this whole thing of where are the checks and balances, going on in Social Security?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean that's I mean, am I gonna like a lot of us? I'm permanently disabled. I've been permanently disabled through the military and through Social Security,
Yeah.
and unemployable. So I do get SSI benefits.
Right.
Um, I mean, am I gonna, and we rely on this as to pay the bills.
Right.
And even as a vet like that, I'm still living, paycheck to paycheck.
So what do you have any faith in, and by the way, thank you for your service. You're a hero. Do you have any
Yes,
faith?
sir.
Do you have any faith in Donald Trump and Doge and Elon Musk? Or are you
Oh my God.
yeah, are you as concerned as I am that they're doing nothing but deepening their own pockets?
No, no, no. Yeah, no. My wife gets on. She gets on me and says that I watch entirely too much news,
Yeah.
and which I mean, and I do. But here's the thing: is I fought for this country for 20 years,
Right. Sure.
and for somebody to come in and just completely stamp it to death.
Well, not only that,
Like
so I agree. We agree on the Social Security thing, and by the way, you should be at the tops of the list. Our brave men and women who were injured, like yourself, you need to get taken care of, and you're priority number one. I want to be very clear on that. But what went through your mind, my friend? You served this country honorably. When Donald Trump
yes,
went
sir.
after John McCain and said he didn't respect him because he was captured, he called
Oh
people
my
like you,
goodness.
according to General Milley, and I'll take General Milley's word over the orange orangutan, called people like you suckers and losers. Like what goes through your mind? Here you are, a man who did everything, who put it all on the line so that people like me could talk on the radio and we have freedom, right? What do you make of Donald Trump doing those kinds of things and that kind of behavior?
Well, I'm originally from Pennsylvania.
Yep.
I'm originally from York County, Pennsylvania.
Right.
I moved to here at Alabama because it's quiet.
Yeah.
But I am a Democrat. But living within a Republican state that's so crazy
Yeah.
that these people can't even realize what they're under.
Oh, I agree.
Okay, but
Yeah.
when he came and even attacked John McCain, and as a Republican, it was just the most awful thing.
Disqualifying.
I mean, and that
Disqualifying.
correct,
Yeah.
right? I mean that and him taking the pictures,
At Arlington. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
I mean,
also
just
also disqualifying. On a lighter note, you said you're from York, Pennsylvania. Is that correct?
that is correct. Yes.
All right. My favorite band. Let's have a little fun here. I know my favorite alternative rock band. Actually, my favorite band of all time is from York, Pennsylvania. Can you name it?
Live.
Look at that. See, I love this guy. Yeah, you're right, sir. Ed Kowalczyk and
Well,
Live.
I'm going
Yeah.
to tell you one other thing is I used to play for Live.
Really? Well, you know what, sir?
Yeah.
You got to shoot me an email because we got to talk about that. My email's on the bottom of the screen if you're watching on YouTube. It's Brian
I
Shapiro.
am.
Please send me an
Yep.
email because I know Chad Taylor and I know the guys from the band Live.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Well,
We'll talk about
Eddie
it off the air.
Eddie Kowalczyk's father was my seventh grade social
No way.
studies teacher at Northeastern.
You know what the one problem
grew
about
up in-
this is? 99% of the people that are listening have absolutely no idea what we're talking about, but that's okay. Hey, listen,
Yeah, but here's-
I want you to
I can even name their name before they were even them.
public affection. Yep, we're on the same page
That's
there.
right.
Let's
That's
have a
right.
conversation off the air. I like you, brother. You're the kind of guy I'd want to have a beer with. Shoot me over an email. We got to talk. Thanks for the phone call, my friend. Thank you for your service.
On the federal ground. Yeah, I've been talking. I just was leaving the VA, and I've been talking to them for the past few weeks, and they are being harassed daily, being threatened. Their jobs being threatened daily. There's a lot of proposed layoffs for mental health nurses. They've already fired transportation people. They're not paying the medical providers that are contracted through the Mission Act, which Trump signed in 2019, by the way. So the medical providers are canceling contracts and canceling our appointments. And they're basically threatening our providers.
And
I don't
correct
know
correct me if I'm wrong, but this is in direct correlation to Donald Trump's agenda and his administration, correct?
Yes, directly. And I just lost my primary care provider, just quit because of it. So now I do not have a doctor, and I was assigned to
Oh my God.
full medical care from a nurse. And the last time this happened was in 2017 when he did this before. We only had 4 doctors in the women's clinic, and 3 of them quit.
Oh,
And my doctor I just got reassigned
this is
for a doctor for the first time.
What gets me more angry than anything is, even if you're just an everyday American, you know, I feel for you, but here you are, someone who served this country honorably, and how this country rewards you back. Donald Trump is going to take your benefits away, and he is. I mean, it's just, oh my God. I don't have any words. It's terrible.
We were signed up. There was a bunch of us signed up for mental health groups coming up over the next few months. They were all canceled and pushed to the summer because they don't know if they have any staff to cover it, and all the funds are on hold and all this kind of stuff. So now we don't even have our PTSD groups. We don't have any of that going on right now at our VA.
I am so sorry to hear this. Here's what I would like you to do. I want you to give me an update. You know, give me an update in a week if there's any changes or anything going on, because we need to tell your story, and I want to put this out to my listeners. Can you do that for us?
Yeah, the last thing I wanted to tell you is that he covered up all service of female veterans over the past 100 years on websites and in public. He covered up any references to female service or people of color that served.
Why am I not surprised?
So, why did I become disabled to serve this country and offer to give my life for the goddamn Constitution if now my service means shit?
Well, I got to tell you, I do not feel like, this country's let you down. There's no question about that. You're a hero. I feel your anger and frustration. I'm with you. And while things weren't perfect under Joe Biden, last I checked, your benefits weren't been taken away. You should be number 1 on the priority list when it comes to getting the health care that you deserve, my dear. And I am so sorry. But I'm going to continue to share your stories on the air. I'm going to continue to spread the word. You're always welcome to call into the show and give me an update. And I am so sorry for what you're going through. You deserve better. This country has let you down, particularly those people in this country that have voted for Donald Trump.
Well, you said small businesses. My wife, she started one back at the end of 2021. And this morning, I could tell a little something was up. She comes in from the kids getting on the bus, and she just broke down. I was like, what's going on? And yeah, she went to place her order last night. She does custom tumblers. $80 order, Brian. She gets to the checkout.
Yeah.
Import cost $189 total after an $80 order.
Oh my God.
$189. Yeah.
Oh my God.
She's like, what are we going to do? They're getting you at the import fee is what they're calling it.
What?
Everything's smooth when you order it.
Where do you live, sir?
Import fee.
Jason, if you don't
Ohio.
mind. So you're
in Ohio.
So you're okay. Got you. And what does your wife say to you when that happens? Like, is she shocked, or like what does she say?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm a disabled veteran. I just went and bought a new truck.
Service.
Ford is offering tariff pricing, because of these pre-tariff conditions.
Mm-hmm. I
mean, I literally just bought it, and then now, she's in this boat. People are not going to pay this kind of money for her to be able to make any kind of profit.
How is this hurting
her tail off.
I feel for you, my friend, and your wife, and I'm sorry you guys are going through this. We all are. I want to ask you this, because this is important. Can you explain to people out there how this not only affects you personally, but the fact that maybe you won't go out to the movies or buy stuff or go out to eat? Can you explain to the American people how this affects everybody, not just you?
Folks, I mean, you're not going to be able to afford things. I mean, if it's just something little like this, what are you going to, and they're already saying the shelves are going to be empty because look at these CEOs that's coming. And it's not only that, we got a daughter with a medical condition, 11 years old. Her insurance, her medical issues, $1,600 a month, and it has gone up. Now, I'm not saying I don't know why, but now we're being charged. She gets, because my VA disability, we get Champ VA. It doesn't cover children's in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. She's got a medical device into her that has went out twice on her emergency surgery. And now here we're, scared to death that it could go out again. Is something going to be, are we going to have to pay out of pocket for this?
Well, Jason, what bothers me more than anything else, I mean, I wouldn't wish this upon any American, but especially a family and somebody like you who served this country honorably, who's disabled. You paid a huge sacrifice, and you shouldn't have to be going through this. We should be taking care of people like you, and it sounds like you have a lovely family. And I'm so sorry. All we can continue to do is hope that Trump will eventually cave because he's a coward. But I don't really, if they don't really understand, and by the way, I don't believe they don't understand the damage they're doing to people like you. I just don't think they care. They don't care. That's the thing. Right, exactly. And
I put a TikTok video together, Brian. Thanks guys. My daughter, they laughed at me. It brought me to tears. Like, how are these people this low down to make fun of? But she was 10 at the time. I said, to make fun of my little girl, like it's her fault. Just because you can tell the libs won, go kiss my ass, you people. Just they're sickos.
They are. I'm so sorry what you're going through, my friend. You're a hero. Thank you for your service. In regards to you and your family, you always have a platform on this show, my friend, and we're going to get through this together.
Absolutely.
We're going to get through it together.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you.
All right. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you. If that doesn't hit home to some of you people, then I don't know what does. By the way, we're going to be talking more about this later on in the week, but Vegas is suffering. I know that from firsthand knowledge of people that I know, Bellman, people that work in MGM properties. In most of the MGM properties in Las Vegas, and I don't know how many they own. I think it's like over 10. I could be wrong. It's somewhere around there. In most of them, they've laid off Bellman. They've laid off people at the front desk. They've laid off a bunch of dealers. They've laid off all sorts of housekeeping. You name it. Tons of layoffs. I'm talking thousands of layoffs. Why? Donald Trump America, Donald Trump tariffs. But you see, if you got a hangnail under the Joe Biden administration, they blamed you for that, didn't they? They blamed Joe Biden for everything. But you look at America today and everyone out there that is struggling, except maybe if you're in the top 1%, Vegas is a ghost town right now, and we are suffering, just like all of you are suffering, because of these tariffs. And I'm going to go more into detail later on in the week on simply what is going on in Las Vegas and some of these casinos.